Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar on introducing digital learning to your plumbing class. My name's Dean Craig, Head of Marketing at Pearson Australia for the Vocational Division, and I'm joined today by Katie Isles, a media editor with our vocational team as well here in Sydney. Today we'll be talking through a number of topics. After the introduction, we'll talk about the books that we're going to use to demonstrate this product. The book talk will be about the technology rather than the books. We'll do a walkthrough of the EText, talking also about the instructor resources that are embedded in it and answering any questions you have. So through today's webinar, you can ask a question at any time by simply typing into the tool that you'll see on your desktop. If you can't see it fully, there's a little expand and contract tool that's the orange arrow here, and then you just type your answers in. What we'll do is through the webinar, if we don't answer the question through the normal course of the webinar, what we'll do is we'll loop around at the end and answer any questions that we have outstanding. The other thing to remember is this is being recorded, so what we will do is send you a link later today, or if not tomorrow morning, that you can then review the webinar or indeed forward it to one of your colleagues that may have missed it. So let's begin. What we're talking about is a product that will support these four titles: Basic Plumbing Service Skills, Basic Plumbing Service Skills Water Supply, the Sanitary and Drainage, and the Gas Services book. And these are available as a traditional textbook, a textbook plus an EText, or just as a standalone EText if that's how one of your students wants to work with it. All of these come with a range of instructor resources that will make teaching easier, including things such as suggested answers to review questions, PowerPoints for each topic, and an image library that you can use for your own PowerPoints to illustrate points in class. With that, I'd like to introduce Katie Isles, who will now take us through the EText. Katie.
Okay, hi everyone. I'll just switch over to a view of the Pearson EText. Okay, I'll just wait for a moment until that's up on everyone's screens. So today we're going to talk about the EText, how it can help you individualise the textbook for your class and find information that you need quickly and easily. We'll also show you those helpful instructor resources that should be a real time saver. So I guess the first obvious question is, what is the EText? The EText is a customisable online version of your textbook. It's browser-based, which means that you view the EText while you're online, and all of your personalizations are available whenever you log in from any computer at any time. It has the same page layout as the printed text, so you and your students can use either the EText or the printed text, or both in different situations, whatever works for you. I'll show you around the interface here. So you can see on the left side of screen you've got the table of contents, so you can drill down to any area of the book and click through to whatever topic you're looking for. You'll see also here in the left navigation menu we have student resources and a notes manager and a bookmarks manager as well. At the top of the screen here we have all the usual kinds of features, so page back and forward, an area where you can type in a page number to go to any page, the highlighting and note-making tools, some zoom in and out buttons, so that for example if you need to look at a image more closely you can zoom right in on that, the bookmark feature, and if you happen to be using a whiteboard in your classroom, then you can also switch to a whiteboard view and use the EText interactively in class. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for what the EText actually is.
Okay, so Katie, how can the text be individualised by a teacher or their class, or indeed a student for that matter?
Yeah, so if you would like to individualise the EText and have students see your changes, the first thing you'll need to do when you log in is create a course. Once you've created your course, students can join it and see your personalisations. So I'll just quickly take you through the process of creating a course. you'll see up on the right hand side of the screen here we have a settings option. So I'll just click on that, and I'll wait for a moment to make sure everyone can see the same thing on screen as I'm seeing. So you can see in this settings area you have a My Courses heading there, and if you need to create a course for your students to join, you just click on this Create New Course option down here at the bottom right. All you need to do here is enter a course title, so I'll call this Katie's Demo, and then I'll just scroll down and click on the Create a Course button at the bottom left of screen here. Okay, so you'll see that I have received a notice that my course creation is complete. So as I said, once you've created the course, of course you need students to join it. You'll see that you've been given an EText course ID, which I'm just highlighting now. All you need to do is copy that and put it in an email or somehow get it to all of your students. The first time they log into their EText, they'll be prompted to join a course, and all they need to do is copy that course ID into the space provided, and they'll be popped right into your course so they can see all your changes. Okay, so once you've created that course and you've got some students in it, you can start customizing your EText, and they'll be able to see those customizations. I'll just click on Customize EText here at the top right. You'll see that I've been given the table of contents of the book, and I can hide chapters or I can reorganize sections, basically do whatever I want to make sure that the EText matches the flow of how I'm teaching the course, and potentially also get rid of any content that students don't need to see. So I'll just open the Read Planes and Calculate Quantities area there. Let's say that I would like to change the order of where I'm teaching quantities and costs. I might move that up above drawings and their functions, for example. And I might think, well, I don't necessarily need to cover this chapter on joint sheet metal, or at least not right away, so I might hide that for the time being. So yeah, you can go through and basically change the table of contents so that your students see what's relevant to them in the order that's relevant to them. Once you've done that, if you change your mind at all, you can simply click on this reset button down on the bottom right, and that'll take your book down to the clean version that it was before you started customizing it. But if you are happy with your changes, then all you need to do is click on Save here, and you'll receive confirmation that your changes have been implemented for students to see. So I'll just wait a moment for that notification to come up on screen. Yeah, so we can see now course customization changes were saved successfully. So I'll just go back to the EText and show you some other ways in which you can customize this for your students. You might like to add notes for them so they can see what they need to read. You can add hyperlinks to notes, so you might like to link to some other online resources that you'd like students to read. You can also highlight sections for them to take a look at before class. The way that students find these is simply by going to their notes manager, and all of the changes that you've made will appear in there. So I'll just go to a random page here, and we'll make a note, and you'll see how that appears in the notes manager. Okay, so to use the notes tool, I just click on this yellow icon up in the top navigation bar, and I might pop that here. You'll see when the notes tool comes up that I have the option to share with students. So I will tick that because I do want to share this note with my students. Please read this before week 7 class. Okay, so I'll just save that, and you'll see that this note has appeared in the Notes Manager. So the next time one of my students goes to my course, they'll open that Notes Manager and see whatever additional resources I've added in here for them. Okay. The other thing you can do to personalize it is to add bookmarks to important pages. So I'll bookmark this page by clicking that icon in the top navigation menu there. You'll see any bookmarked pages just have the right top hand corner folded down there, and you can, again, like with the notes, see this anytime in the Bookmarks Manager in the left hand navigation there. So you can easily go back and flick to the page that you left off at, or anything important that you need to look up.
So Katie, how can students and teachers find information quickly with the EText?
Yeah, so the great thing about going online, of course, is that we can do a search in the EText instead of having to flick through a physical book. We can now quite easily add in a search term and get all of the results right here for us. So the search results are laid out quite nicely for you. You've got the page number and the chapter in which each, in this case, a notification that the word sealant appears. So you've also got a little page preview as well, so you can see what you're clicking to if you decide to click through to that section. There's a search history, so the things that you've searched for recently are also in there, so it's really easy to get back to the things that you're interested in. So when you're searching, you can limit your results as well if you like, to particular chapters in the book if you just need to search in a certain section. And when you're looking at the results, you could sort by relevance or chapter, whichever is most important to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Katie. What we've noticed already, a number of colleges are starting to use things like iPads and other mobile devices for delivering their plumbing courses or electrical courses. How can this product work on those devices?
Yeah, so we actually have a couple of apps which everyone can download for free. We have an iPad app and we have an Android app as well for people which are using Android tablet devices. So I'll bring up the Google Play page for our Android app just to give you a bit of an example of what this involves. So yeah, if you have an iPad, all you need to do is go to the Apple App Store and search for Pearson EText. If you have an Android tablet, then you can simply go to Google Play, the Android App Store, and search for Pearson EText there. So you can see this is a descriptive page for Pearson EText app. Has a nice bit of commentary on the page, just describing what the app is, how to access your titles, how to install the app. Also includes information about which version of Android you need, so you can be clear about what you need to start using this. Once you've downloaded the app and signed in, you'll see a bookshelf containing all of the e-texts that you've subscribed to, so you can access them anytime on the go. When you're using your tablet device, you'll see all of the personalizations that you've made to your e-texts, and you can also add new notes, highlights, bookmarks. You can also manage your courses, such as sharing notes with students or reorganizing the table of contents. Basically everything that you can do on your PC, you can also do on your tablet device. If you're using an iPad or an Android tablet in class with your students, or if your students are using those devices to view their textbooks, you might be a bit worried about wireless connection speeds in the classroom. With the apps, you don't need to worry about that, because all you need to do is download some chapters for offline use. As long as students have downloaded chapters for offline use before they come to class, everyone will be able to take a look at the e-text really easily and quickly without any hassles with wireless internet.
Okay, thanks, Katie. And of course, if they're going on site or something like that, that download function will mean they don't have to worry about having access on site.
Yeah, exactly. Always on the go, whether they have a connection or not.
Okay, thanks. And we mentioned earlier the instructor resources that are embedded in the e-text. Can you take us through those, please?
Yeah, so I'll just go back to the EText page. You can see here in the left navigation menu there's an item called Instructor Resources, and that's where you'll find all of the instructor resources to download. So you see we've got all of the PowerPoints here for every chapter, the solutions to questions in the textbook for every chapter, and also the digital image archive. All you need to do is just click on any of those links to download. There are also students' resources in here, which are worksheets which they can fill in.
Okay, thanks. And of course, they can print them out, correct?
Yep, yeah.
Okay, thanks for that, Katie. What about technical support? Obviously, it's a technology product. It'll be new to a lot of people. How can they get help if they need it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing that I'd mention is that when you're in the EText, there's always this help menu option. That's actually, well, as the as the name indicates, it is really helpful. It covers just about anything you might want to do in the EText functionality-wise. If you can't find what you're looking for in there, then you have the option of using our Pearson 24/7 support website. So I'll just wait for a moment until that's on everybody's screens. Yep. Okay, so what you have here is a range of options for getting help. If you think that what you're trying to find an answer to is quite common, that someone might have asked it before, you can use the Find Answers option just to search for a particular issue you might be having. If you think you've got a bit of an original query that no one would have asked before, you can send an email and you'll receive a response to that email within 24 hours. And if you have something urgent and you need a response quite quickly, you can use this chat option here. We have support people who are online 24 hours a day who can have a conversation with you live at that time to fix your issue.
Okay, thanks for that, Katie. We've had a number of questions come in already. One of them I can answer straight off, and that was a teacher was asking if they can actually change the content. Obviously, you can hide chapters, reorganize chapters, but for instance, if you want to change some words, that's not available to you. The other question we've got in was, how do students get access to the EText? We'll cover that simply as a teacher. When you choose your textbook at the start of the semester, your students will need to either buy the EText or the book plus EText code, and in that, shipped with that, they'll get a small paper card which will have all the login details. So the student then goes into our website, logs in, and then joins your class, as Katie mentioned before, with the enrolling students section. We have another question. Can my students share a login?
Well, yeah, the simple answer to that is no, because it's a product that's really designed to be personal for each student. They make their own notes and highlights, and they'd really be missing out on a lot of the functionality if they tried to share a login.
Okay. Another question: as a teacher, how do I get access? Simply, if you're teaching plumbing, we're more than happy to send you an access code to the student version. And if you're teaching and using one of our products, such as one of these textbooks, we'll actually send you an instructor's version, and that will give you access to those instructor resources that support the text and the delivery of that product. Can I view the text on a Kindle device?
No, you can't view the EText on a Kindle device. We just have the Android app and the iOS app. The Kindle Fire does actually run an Android operating system, but it's an earlier version of Android which is not supported.
Okay. How do I know if my students have joined my online class?
Good question. I'll show you that in the EText. So I'll just wait to make sure everyone's back on that screen. Right, okay. So as an instructor, if you want to know which students have joined your class, you can just go back to this settings area, and I'll just make my demo course active. So you can see here that you have the option of a student roster. So I'll just click on that button, and in the student roster you can see here that I have these 3 students enrolled in my class. So you can just go to the student roster anytime to see who's actually active in your course.
Okay, thanks, Katie. We have another question. Can you add your own documents, photos, etc. as an additional training aid for the students? Now, we can't actually input them into the EText, but maybe you can put them on your LMS and then link from the EText. So maybe if you just demonstrate how you build a web link out of the EText.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so if you'd like to build some web links in, you can use the notes function. So I'll just add a quick note here and share that with students, of course. Let's say go to Google and search for resources on sealant. Okay, so for example, I'll just highlight Googleware and input the URL and save that. So there I have a hot link in the site so that students can go to the Google website or wherever you want to send them.
Okay, thanks for that, Katie. I'm just looking now. If there's any more questions, please feel free to put them in. I think we've actually covered everything. Is there anything you've got left? Okay, we just go back to the PowerPoint, please. Just to summarise, the EText allows you to customise the text to suit your course, so it will match, the textbook will actually match the flow of your course, no matter how you decide to do that. You've got those advanced EText functions such as search, bookmarking, highlighting. You've also got that share notes facility, which can also link to hyperlink out to, say, your LMS or to, say, YouTube or something like that. The instructor resources are embedded in the EText for you. Obviously the students will not see those, but they will only see the student worksheets. And of course the text is available offline as well using either an Android or iPad device. So your next step, if you want to look at one of these resources for yourself, simply email us at vet@pearson.com.au and give us your details. And if you've placed an order with a bookseller or directly with Pearson, please let us know, because we'll make sure you get the instructor version. And look out for an email later today, or if not tomorrow morning, that will include details on the pack choice, but also a link to this webinar that will allow you to review it or forward it to one of your colleagues that you think may be interested. Of course, there's also a link back to Pearson, so if you've got any more questions, please feel free to contact us or contact your educational consultant directly. Just a small news flash, the second edition of Water Supply is due out in October, and that of course will be supported by this technology as well. So thank you for your time, and once again the link will come out with, and I encourage you, if you have any more questions or need some extra additional information, please let us know. Thanks a lot.